Alright, squad. Keep your eyes peeled. We're looking for a pink devil here. Captain, sure we're not looking for a black trench coat with two swords? No, you idiot, that was the original and this is the spin-off. Now shut up and keep looking. Yes, Captain. What's going on? What's that gunfire?
Captain, we have a problem here.
What is it? Do you see the pink devil?
It's a loli.
I'm retiring after this. As we know, Sword Art Online is a series that has been constantly mocked and looked down upon ever since it finished airing back in 2012, with its second season only being a slight bit better than the first. So I am pleased to be able to say today that with Alternative Gun Gale, the tables are finally turned, and that it is, in my opinion, the best. The story takes place in 2025, only 3 years after the big SAO incident, and deals with Karen, a young female college student who first gets into gaming after hearing about how the virtual world allows players to experience a life that is far different than their own reality. And in this case, the reality that Karen is trying to escape from is her insecurity about her height, so she starts virtual gaming in order to try to create herself a cuter image. And finally, after several failed login attempts, manages to land the avatar of her dreams in GGO. Only to then soon find out that the game is far more than what she had bargained for.
素晴らしい。お前はクソ虫の中でも最低のクソ虫になった。断言してやる。お前は外の世界に出たら5秒で死ぬ。死にたくなければ撃て。撃って撃ちまくれ。撃つことでしかお前は生き残れない。
Now the whole height complex trope wasn't something that I was used to seeing utilized in this type of genre. Normally it's associated with slice of life and even sports dramas, but to my surprise, Alternative Gun Gale did a really good job incorporating it into their story. The great thing about Alternative Gun Gale is that it's not a power wish fulfillment fantasy like the original SAO series was. There are some links and references to the original in it, but for the most part, it's its own story and it stands out on its own. And in my opinion, there were a lot of things done way better in Alternative Gun Gale. Starting with our main character, Karen, aka Lynn. In my opinion, Karen and both her avatar Lynn are done way better when it comes to the main character. For one, she doesn't start out with any prior gaming knowledge or experience. As a matter of fact, she starts out totally oblivious to what type of game she's gone into and has to take an in-game tutorial to learn the basics, and then later starts slowly leveling up her character through hunting. And if she ever came across a monster that she wasn't able to defeat, she would then look up strategies online on how to do so. All this is a lot more realistic and practical when it comes to how actual gaming is done. Now I am very well aware that there have been arguments made stating that Lynn's character is just as, if not even more powerful than Kirito, but I'm going to say this right now, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like I stated earlier, she doesn't have any of the prior gaming knowledge or experience that Kirito has. She didn't have any access to the game's information prior to joining. She had to learn everything from within the game and then slowly build up her character. This was all explained in episode 2 with some inner monologue that was provided by Karen.
可愛いレンとなって街を歩くのもいいけど、せっかくゲームを始めたんだし、思い切ってモンスターを狩りに行ってみました。撃たれると光の粒子になって消えるので、罪悪感はそんなになく、レベルの低いモンスターは倒して、レベルの高いモンスターからは逃げて、たまにやられて、倒せないモンスターがいたら攻略サイトで倒し方を学んで、ゆっくりとだけど確実に経験値は上がっていって、でも
Which would also explain her agility, because if you think about it, if Lynn had started out with that high stat from character creation, she could have easily outran any monster that she wasn't able to defeat. Instead, she ended up dying and having to look up strategies on how to defeat them. In other words, trial and error. Not to mention, agility builds aren't uncommon. It was even made clear in Season 2 of SAO that by focusing on any individual stat, that stat would then become top tier. Take Shotgun Spider-Man's top tier acrobatics, or Shinon's top tier sniping skills for example. It's not an impossible feat to pull off. Anyone can do it. Karen just chose to focus her character solely on agility. But what I love about Lynn's character is her personality and demeanor. Some may argue that the way that she goes from being confident one moment to panicky the next is a rather huge flaw, however, I tend to disagree. I actually found it to add to the charm of her character. I mean, after all, she is a beginner. GGO is her first ever gaming experience, so it makes perfectly good sense for her to be uncertain of herself and her abilities from time to time, especially when compared to more experienced full diving players such as M or Pito for example. Now Pito Fui on the other hand was one of the most intriguing yet perplexed characters for me, but before I continue going any further into her, let me just say that this could be getting into some spoiler material, so if you haven't seen this far in the series yet, pause and go to the timestamp on the screen now, that way you can skip this part. Alright, so first off, I love the idea of having Pito's real identity as Karen's favorite song artist. Not only did it add a nice touch to the story by allowing Karen to unknowingly save her favorite performer, but in my opinion, it also allows us to somewhat understand why Pito even joined GGO to begin with. I mean, think about it. She's a song artist. That occupation can be extremely stressful at points, from having to deal with public appearances and concerts, to dealing with autograph signings and agents. It can be extremely overbearing. So it makes perfectly good sense that she would join a game where she can forget about that reality by blasting things away. Which would also explain why she wanted to be a part of the original SAO launch to begin with. I'm pretty sure we've all done the same, where we are in game and we imagine the enemy or monster that we're facing as some asshole or nuisance in real life, and then took extreme joy in destroying them. But hey, these are just my thoughts after watching and thinking about Pito's character. The actual explanation as to why she joined may be something entirely different in the light novels. Now the animation on the other hand was absolutely excellent. A lot of the battles were very well executed, especially when it came to the melee scenes. And a lot of the SJ fights had some pretty well thought out strategies that were really entertaining to watch get executed. My only critique for the series though has to deal with the drama that dealt with Pito Fui. Though it is stated that she's going to be risking her life in the second squad jam, it's never really gone into as to how exactly she's going to be risking her life. Now there is a statement made by one of her squadron mates that she may be getting overstimulated by using the nerve gear, which is a possibility considering that she was a beta tester for SAO. However, other than that, there's nothing else to prove it otherwise. In my honest opinion, Alternative Gun Gale is a really entertaining and worthwhile watch, especially since it had a wonderful team working behind it. Writer Keiichi Sixawa and director Masayuki Sakoi did a really excellent job with the series, and I personally enjoyed watching Karen get closer to the gymnastics team and overcoming her complex. However, I only recommend it if you're looking for something that is different from the original SAO story. Alternative Gun Gale has some really good action, as well as some pretty good comical moments, but it doesn't carry anywhere near the same level of drama as the original SAO did. And this is going to conclude it for this week's review, guys. I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on Alternative GGO. The next review is going to be on Overlord Season 3. I was trying to get a cosplay put together for it, but due to time restraints and funds, it's not going to make it in time, but nonetheless, it will be a great review, so please look forward to it. And until next time, I'm Kei of Atakadiri. Catch you in the next one.